Hello and welcome to the Timbo the Wizard stream. I'm Timbo the Wizard, and today we're going to be taking a look at AI Dungeon. We're going to be looking at the Dragon build, which is the newest build that they have. We're also going to be doing some communal world building stuff. But I'm going to wait just a little bit when we have a few more people in here to get that rolling and do the whole explanation on that. But that being said, you can of course, I've got a couple of new commands as well. Exclamation point TMW and exclamation point TMW map will bring up all the relevant information there. I'll go ahead and just post those in chat right now. But we'll be diving into that in a little bit for sure. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and open with AI Dungeon. We're gonna be doing all kinds of funny and wacky voices and stuff like that. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good time. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Give me just 1 second. Alrighty, but I hope everybody had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. I do apologize if you hear any background noise. My washing machine is freaking out just a little bit, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So let's go ahead and just dive right on in. So there you go. You guys should be seeing AI Dungeon. So just a little bit on AI Dungeon before we get started. AI Dungeon is it's basically a system that allows you to type in whatever you want, right? So it uses an open source, or not an open source, but a neural networked website that I believe is called OpenAI 3. In order to be able to generate these responses and stuff, and it can do all kinds of crazy wacky things, and it kind of learns as you play it. It's very intelligent, so we're gonna give it a shot and see what kind of wacky stuff can happen. So we're gonna start, of course, with a fantasy world. We're gonna play as a wizard. Enter your character's name, Timbo. Generating story, and then you just hit go, and it works. Let's see what kind of wackiness we can get up to. Alrighty. And music. All right. You are Timbo, a wizard living in the kingdom of Larion. You have a staff and a spellbook. You finish your long journey and finally arrive at the ruin you've been looking for. You have come here searching for a mystical spellbook of great power called the Book of Essence. You look around and see a broken wall and a single brick out of place. You walk over to the brick and push it in. It reveals a secret passageway in. All right, interesting. So we've started out by this ruin. Let's examine the passage way down into the earth. You examine the passageway down into the earth. As you walk down the passageway, pushing through cobwebs and listening to the scurrying of vermin on your right, you pass by multiple branching pathways that lead to who knows where. Eventually, you reach So there are multiple things. There are multiple ways that you can interact with the story. You can do, you can say, and you can also just write what happens. So you reach a huge and sweeping library filled with tomes. A huge and sweeping library filled with tomes of all shapes and sizes, with comfortable reading chairs for study. Interesting. Hello? Is anyone here? I'll call out. You say hello, is anyone here? You see a ghostly figure emerge from the shadows of the library. You are surprised to learn that it is another wizard, wearing a flowing purple robe.
He asks you,
what brings you to this place? Hold on, wait. We can back because we can undo. The undo again. He asks you, and I think I could just hit enter to let it continue. It do be thinking. He asks you, are you friend or a foe, and what do you seek? I guess I respond, I come in peace and seek knowledge. I hope that I may peruse your books. Or hold on, let's retry that. Let's give that another go. He asks you, what is it that you desire? There we go. I come seeking the spell book of essence. Do you know where such a tome lies? Lay? Lay. A spell book of essence.
the wizard questions.
I know not of such a tome. However, I have many other books, and perhaps one may help you in your quest. Are there hidden parts of the library I may explore?
The wizard shakes his head in response.
Only the library you see before you. This is the only section of the underground complex that remains. You thank the wizard for your time and head back up into the world. Wait, no, I don't want to head back. No. You head back. You thank the wizard for their time, and you begin to browse the shelves. And then enter. All right, let's see what happens.
You notice that the books are organized in a very specific way. They are divided into sections based on the type of magic they contain: conjuration, alteration, divination, and so on. You see a section labeled...
Let's go ahead and enter and see what happens.
labeled Dark Arts, and you are dissatisfied that it is so small compared to the other types. You pass by section after section and begin to lose hope.
Alright, let's switch to do. Take a random book off the shelf and read a passage.
The book you have chosen talks about the ancient art of natural magic. It mentions that in ancient times, magic was divided into only 4 types: natural, unnatural, divine, and corrupt. About a millennium ago, the dark arts were separated from the unnatural. Finally, you have found a book that seems promising. Sit down in comfortable chair and read the book. You begin to read the book and learn about the ancient history of magic. The first mages were said to be able to manipulate reality with only their mind. Story time, you got it. We'll come back to that. You begin to read the book and learn about the ancient history of magic. The first mages were said to be able to manipulate reality with only their minds. As the world grew older, magic became more complex, and spellbooks and magical tools became the norm. There were only a few mages who worked solely with their minds, and they were the most powerful of all. Search the stats for spell books or for knowledge of these ancient mages. Oops. Put a slash. I think it'll be fine. We'll just edit that real quick. Alright, whatever. You continue reading the book and learn that the most powerful mages were said to achieve immortality. You've heard legends about these ancient mages all of your life. They were said to have supernatural powers that could destroy entire countries. Search for the final resting places of any of these mages. The book mentions that the mages were buried in hidden cemeteries all over the world. Many have searched for these cemeteries, but none have found them yet. Research possible cemeteries that that may contain these ancient mages. As you read the pages, you learn of one such place where an ancient mage was laid to rest. Oh, here we go. Now we're complete with gas. It was said that the mage, whose name has been lost to history, had his tomb built into the side of the mountain. Okay, here's another cool thing that we can do. So we can pin specific messages like this one. We can pin it. We can pin this one. Here we go. Where the ancient mage was buried. In a tomb in the side of a mountain. So now
that we've pinned this part of the story, the AI will do its best to try to remember it, which is really cool. Head out of the library. Or wait, no. Using maps in the library, chart a path to the mountain the archmage was laid to rest in.
Using maps in the library, you use maps in the library, charting a path to the mountain the archmage was laid to rest in. You spend days looking over the maps of nearby mountain ranges, and finally pick out a likely target. The journey will be long, but you are determined to reach the mage's resting place.
Alright, let's gather. Magically conjure and gather supplies before heading out towards the mountain range, where wizard. Or with the... Before heading out towards the mountain range where... Nah, that's fine. Just make sure all the audio levels are good. I think it's okay. You take your time gathering supplies and enchanting them with basic elemental magic. You begin your trek into the mountains, stopping for the night in a clearing. Build a small encampment and rest through the night.
You awake to a beam of light shining through the trees. You gather your gear and pack up your camp. You follow a deer trail through the woods, stopping to rest in the occasional meadow. Let me edit this. You follow the light, heading in its direction. See what's over through see what's towards this light. I want to see what the AI is going to generate. No. Undo. You don't just introduce a beam of light and then not let me go investigate it. I gotta know what's over there. Eventually, you exit the forest and find yourself on a rocky hillside. You look down and spot a small village in the distance. You decide to make your way towards it. Greet individuals in the village. Asking if they need any help with anything. You walk down the road that leads into town and greet people. They either ignore you or give you distrustful stares. Perform a small, flashy magic trick to dazzle and amaze the townfolk. You conjure a small ball of light and hold it in your hands, moving it around and changing its color. You hear someone exit their home and turn towards the sound. You see an old man shuffling towards you. He walks with a hunchback and a slight limp. Using magic, cure the old man's limp and hunchback. You focus the small orb of light into the old man's back. You can sense his bones shift and realign, and he lets out a sigh of relief as his back is restored to its original form. Feel better?
Feel better, old timer?
The man looks back at his back in surprise before looking up at you in shock. He stumbles over his words and he thanks you repeatedly. The townsfolk begin gathering around you, whispering to each other.
Greetings. I am Timbo the Wizard, in search of the resting place of an archmage in these nearby mountains. The townsfolk begin conversing in hushed. Oh wait.
The townsfolk begin conversing in hushed tones. One woman breaks off from the group and walks up to you. Hello, I am Gwen, she says.
What is a wizard such as yourself doing in our town? Are you planning on destroying it or rebuilding it in your image?
You laugh.
Neither, my dear friend. I'm simply passing through in search of an archmage's final resting place in these nearby mountains.
Gwen's eyes widen in surprise.
There's an archmage's tomb nearby?
She asks. You nod.
I'm not sure where it is exactly. That's why I'm asking the townsfolk. I guess that was my voice. Well, is there any magical or strange things happening nearby?
Gwen sucks on her lips.
Not now, but a few months ago, several people went missing. We searched everywhere for them, but only found their clothing and belongings strewn on the side of the mountain. Please point me in the direction of where you found their clothing. I will investigate myself.
You feel a tugging on your shirt, and you look down to see a small child, no older than 6.
Please, mister, don't go up there, she cries. I want to see what this child has to say. They came and took my water. I tried to stop them, but they threw me in the river.
Tears stream down her face as she shows you a large purple bruise covering her thigh.
Those monsters. I will save your brother. Who was it that took him? Oh man, the drama's really cranking up. The drama's cranking up. I don't know.
She sobs.
They were wearing masks.
You feel a pang in your heart. Of course, it would be foolish to expect these culprits to be unmasked.
I guess it would be foolish. My bad. Okay. So a bunch of, like, some masked thugs. Did you see the direction these masked thugs ran off with your ran off towards?
The girl looks up at you and wipes her nose before nodding.
That way.
She says, pointing up to the mountains.
Up there. They took him to the top of the mountain where the tomb is. Thank you so much, young one. I will make sure your brother is returned safe to you on my honor as a wizard.
The girl smiles weakly at you as you set off towards the mountains. You feel a pang of guilt. Why do I feel guilty?
What do you mean I feel guilty? I'm helping the girl. Hold on. Redo. Retry. Let's get a retry.
The girl smiles at you and hugs your leg. You smile back and gently pat her on the head before walking off towards the mountain, contemplating whether or not to bring Gwen with you.
Well, Gwen, got any useful skills for tomb crawling or thug busting? Let's see what she's got. Let's see what she's got.
Gwen bites her lip nervously.
I have a basic knowledge of alchemy, she stutters. Would you be willing to join me on this leg of my quest?
Gwen nods, smiling up at you expectantly. You look back over your shoulder at the mountain. Take a deep breath.
Let's just see what happens next. Let's go then, you say. The two of you set off towards the mountain. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep it going.
You begin ascending the side of the mountain, searching for any paths or clues that might lead to the tomb. Search for any signs of habitation or other people. There doesn't appear to be any paths or tunnels leading into the mountain. It looks as if you'll have to go in through the solid rock. Continue climbing the mountain, searching for an entrance. You climb for what feels like days, but it is probably only an hour or two. Even still, you are exhausted by the time you finally find an entrance to the tomb.
Gwen, what do you make of this? Question mark?
Gwen peers down the hole you're standing above, then turns to you.
It looks like a tunnel leading into the mountain.
She says.
Where does it lead to? Cautiously enter the tomb, looking out for masked bandits.
You climb into the tunnel and begin making your way through the winding passage. The tunnel is quite dark, and you hope you don't run into anything nasty here. A short way in, you find a root sticking out of the wall.
Cast a spell, lighting the tip of my staff with a glowing ball of light.
The tunnel continues darkly on ahead of you. You continue along the tunnel for some time, Gwen casting a ball of light for... Wait, no, I cast the ball of light. Hold on. Gwen... retry. Here we go. Gwen smiles at you.
Thanks, I can barely see it. A thing in here.
You shrug and flash her a quick smile. Investigate the root protruding from the wall. The root is quite large, and you can't help but notice that it's shaped rather strangely.
Okay? A strangely shaped root? High sorcery indeed. It almost
looks as if it's made of metal.
Gwen, look at this root.
You say, poking at the protrusion.
Yeah, I see it.
She says, squinting. What do you make of this? It doesn't appear to be natural. Nature check, right? Absolutely. How you doing, Lobo Rex? Gwen shakes her head.
It isn't. The only thing that grows in these types of caves are mushroom and mold. Nothing else. That's been carved out of metal. Yeah, it's cool, right? It's basically D&D, except a text-based game. It's real neat. You can do and type in whatever you want, and then an AI responds. It's wild. I'm gonna attempt to pull the root, the metal root, out of the... Is it in the wall? Wall.
The root is stuck fast into the wall. You yank at it, but it doesn't give even a little.
It's no good. It's stuck fast, you say. Gwen, give me a hand with this. I can't get it myself. So the way it starts is that you can pick from like a bunch of different settings, which include like fantasy, apocalyptic, cyberpunk, all kinds of stuff, and then from there you can pick another class. So at the beginning I picked wizard, and so it started me with a spell book and a staff, and now I can just cast spells. But I don't think it's like necessarily set. I think you can basically do whatever you want, and the AI will just, it will just compensate, which is really, really neat. Like for example, I healed a dude who had a hunchback and a limp, and I healed his back completely.
Gwen nods, and the two of you pull as hard as you can. It still won't budge.
Using magic, unearth the metal root from the wall.
You concentrate, trying to picture the root coming out. After a few moments of chanting, you pull the metal protrusion. It doesn't work.
It's not working, you say.
I'm curious. Yeah, yeah.
We're overly focused on this root. But why is it made out of metal in this wall? I have no idea. This music's a little too exciting. Let's go back to this one. Attempts to twist the root and open a secret passage. Oh, that's a good one too. I'll ask Gwen to do that. She's trained in alchemy, so we'll see. Gwen nods. What?
Gwen nods. I have
a plan for this, she says.
She stands on your shoulders and begins twisting and turning the root. Okay. Let's see where this goes. After a moment of straining, you hear a click. The wall begins to move back, opening up into a small passageway. You giggle with excitement, and Gwen climbs down from your shoulders.
Wow, okay. It was a secret door. That's crazy. Examine the secret passageway. She'd just be climbing up onto my shoulders.
Put it in. You and Gwen walk through the passageway. Wait, what? Which twists and turns into the mountain through the mountain wall. I'm not sure. Let me get a retry on that one. The passageway is dark and damp, made out of dirt and trimmed with rocks. Slowly venture forth, keeping an eye out for masked bandits. So earlier we met a little girl in a town whose brother had been taken by bandits and seemingly had been taken up to the mountain. So we're investigating that too. You walk along the tunnel. As your shoes squish over the moist dirt, you hold your glowing orb out in front of you, illuminating the path. You walk for quite some time and begin to become concerned. How far does this tunnel go, you ask?
The stories my grandfather told me never mentioned anything about a tunnel.
Gwen says, craning her neck to look up the dark passage.
Very mysterious. Let's continue. Let's see what it says. Maybe the tunnel didn't exist when he was alive.
You say.
I guess that's true.
Gwen says.
But still, how far does it go? Continue pushing through the tunnel.
You walk through the tunnel hand in hand with Gwen. It's a little familiar. Eventually, you reach some stairs.
Down, you ask?
Down, Gwen confirms. The two of you descend the stairs. I just literally met Gwen like literally an hour ago, but I guess we're holding hands now. Okay. There's a draft, you say, as you reach the bottom of the stairs. Follow it. Okay.
Kind of feel like Gwen is taking charge a little bit here. Follow the draft in the tunnel. Or down the stairs. 6 feet, Gwen. Little familiar. Yeah. The kid is in charge.
You walk down the stairs, holding Gwen's hand tightly. Eventually, you come to a large metal door. You can feel the cool air coming from under the door.
This must be it, Gwen says, excited. Gwen opens the door and
The two of you step through. I guess I'm scared, yeah. Timbo's like, strong lady, please hold my hand. I'm terrified. See what's inside this room. You find yourself in a large room filled with computers and high-tech gadgets. What? In the center of the room is a large robot similar to the one the bandits had attempted to build in the forest. Okay, though this is a new plot point. I don't think I remember running into a robot in the forest. But okay. Using magic. Bring the robot to life. I guess so. I guess the bandits had a robot. You concentrate, and the robot's eyes flicker to life. It steps off its pedestal and begins walking forward. It's alive! It's alive!
we're sliding genres heavy. unless we're just in Eberron, right? Greetings, my metallic friend. What is your name? This has just gone totally off the rails.
The robot says nothing and continues walking forward. It raises its arm, pointing its weapon at the two of you. Shit!
Oh my god. I can't believe it really went shit and then the little hyphen. That's hilarious. Level my staff at the robot in a threatening way. Oop. Threatening. As it begins to glow with an arcane red light. Shit. You're bluffing.
The robot says, the staff loads Ryder, and the robot begins to laugh. Don't make me use this. Put your weapon down. We just want to talk. We
The robot asks. Before you realize what's happening, the room's door slams shut and the sound of a bolt locking echoes through the room.
Oh my god, did Gwen just betray me? Gwen, no! I thought we were friends! We were holding hands and everything! The lights in... oh my god.
The lights in the room begin to switch on, brightening it to an almost blinding degree. You shield your eyes and step back. Who's saying welcome?
Welcome. What's going on anymore?
A voice calls from a speaker.
To the future?
The lights in the room fade as the door reopens. Standing in front of you is a tall man wearing a black tuxedo and a top hat. Yeah, but we had a very intimate hand-holding moment. Yeah.
We're walking through the darkness? I mean, come on, Gwen. Now we're in the future? What? Who are you in the black, in such fancy attire? How can we be in the future? What is going on? I have no idea what's happening. This is crazy.
Future,
Wait, future? You can't possibly be this stupid.
the man says, shaking his head condescendingly.
You don't gotta be a dick about it. You literally just said, welcome to the future. I mean...
I'm Benjamin Franklin, you dinky boy.
What? You're Ben Franklin?
Benjamin Franklin smiles and bows.
At your service. This is insane, you say.
I
I like how my character in game literally said this is insane without needing me to say it, because that's literally what I'm thinking right now. And I also just got called a dinky boy by Ben Franklin. You can't make this up. Oh my god, I gotta clip this. It's too good. Clip that. So good. I just want to... Where's this gonna go next? I have no idea. Where's this going next? Insane is attempting to kill me with a magic stick.
You brandish your staff threateningly. Benjamin Franklin sighs, and a metal sheet on the ceiling slides open.
Holy mother of God, Ben Franklin's got he's got traps. We've secretly wandered into Ben Franklin's penultimate bad guy lair, and now he's got lair actions and shit. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna die. What is a dinky boy? Yeah, probably don't Google that one.
Ben Franklin sighs, and a metal sheet from the ceiling slides open. A metal arm attached to a large bolt drops in front of you. A lightning bolt forms on the end of the bolt and begins to arc towards you. Oh my god!
Ben Franklin, secret lightning wizard. But who's really surprised by that? Using my arcane staff. Channel the arcane... Channel Wait, no, that's Chanel. Channel the arcing energy from the bolt back into the robot. Yeah, what did I do to you, Ben? Or was Ben Franklin the robot?
The bolt arcs back into the robot and it begins to smoke. The robot becomes undefinable for a moment as electricity courses through its metal body.
The robot can't handle that much energy. Gwen scrambles to the closed metal door and begins to attempt to open it. Benjamin Franklin, the biggest villain of them all, truly evil. Let's see if Gwen can get the door open. But it fails.
Gwen scrambles to the closed metal door and begins to attempt to open it, but it fails as the bot continues to arc. Eventually, the bolt stops arcing and the robot falls to the ground destroyed. Ben Franklin sighs loudly over the speaker.
He's talking to me through a speaker? Unless you let us out of here, Franklin, you'll join the robot on the ground. Threats? You would threaten one of the founding fathers of America? I think the game really just said that. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's not all I'll do. Let us out of here and give us back the kidnapped boy. Ha! You wish to make a deal with me? You're out of your league, boy. I'm an American icon. We aren't scared.
Gwen snaps.
I'm an American icon. Give us the boy, or I take down the whole mountain on top of us. I can't believe somebody put Ben Franklin into this. Oh, you must have misunderstood. You think you're threatening me? No, I am threatening you. God damn it.
Benjamin Franklin laughs over the speaker. As he does so, the metal door begins to close. Wait, I thought the door was already closed. Hold on, let's get a retry on that. Benjamin Franklin chuckles.
You do realize that we're underground, and that means you don't even know where we are. Search the room for the missing child. Thank you so much, Lobo Rex. You have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. I'm trying to deal with Ben Franklin.
You find a small glass box which is connected to the lightning rod on the roof. It's filled with a yellow gas which smells faintly of sulfur.
I believe I found something, you say. Give us the boy, or I destroy your fancy box. You went in there. Try me. Fine.
The glass box pops open and a small boy crawls out. He seems perfectly unharmed. We found the boy! I can't believe we found him. Gwen checked the small child for any injuries. But thankfully, he seems fine. Benjamin opens the door to the room.
You may leave. What were you doing to him? You monster. I was teaching the child about the importance of being an American by keeping him in a box? Oh my god. By showing a child the importance of hard work and dedication. What? I do not leave. Oh, no way. Oh my god. No way. I'm not freaking leaving. Are you kidding me? If you ever take another child again, I will find you and end you, American icon or not. I think you've already made that threat abundantly clear.
You walk down the hall and into an elevator. As soon as you all enter, the elevator begins to ascend.
We could have taken a fucking elevator to this point. We walked down that tunnel for like hours for no reason. Are we still in the future? I'm so confused. Let's see what happens next.
Thankfully, the ride seems to be a short one. The elevator stops and the door opens to reveal Sheriff Buckley holding a clipboard.
All right, kid, we're getting you out of here, he says. Sheriff, there's a madman in the mountain pretending to be Ben Franklin. He kidnapped this young boy for some sick indoctrination. He must be stopped.
Sheriff Buckley looks shocked by your claim.
Kid, I think this whole experience has finally caught up with you. There is no one in the mountain. That's not possible. He was right in front of me. He attempted to kill me with robots and electricity. Electric-y. We just came out of his elevator. He's down there, plotting his next American move.
Buckley sighs.
Gwen, please take Tom to get some rest. I'll take over from here. But it's fine, really. Who's Tom? Am I Tom? Or is the little boy named Tom just coincidentally? It must be the boy. I don't think I ever asked his name. Gwen takes you to a motel, and you go to sleep after such an eventful day. Wait. No. Oh no! Gwen takes you by the hand and walks you out of the mountain. You find yourself in front of a large building which reads Sun City Mental Hospital on the front. What's this? This has gone completely off the rails. Am I even a wizard? Am I just... You're going here, silly.
She replies.
I'll come visit you tomorrow once they've assessed your mental condition. I promise it won't be that bad. I'm out of here, Gwen. Fuck this. Use magic to teleport myself away from Gwen and the mental hospital back into Ben Franklin's mountainous lair. You close your eyes and visualize the inside of Ben Franklin's lair. You open your eyes again and find yourself standing in an empty room with a closed door. The room is dark and damp. Use magic to create a light source. Then examine the room. I ain't going to no mental hospital. Get out of here with that.
You conjure up a small ball of fire which hovers just above your hand. And you move it around the room, examining piles of dusty cardboard boxes to reveal more dust in an old man's jean jacket. What?
What the fuck is happening? Why am I in like a fucking attic right now?
You open the door and find yourself in a hallway. The walls are cracked and faded with exposed pipes running along them. The hall leads to a staircase which descends to another floor. Franklin? Are you here? I know you tried to have me committed. And I'm here for vengeance. Can't believe the game tried to fucking put me in a mental hospital. That's crazy. That's literally insane. You're greeted by silence.
You can come out now. I know you're here.
You shout.
Come on out, Benny boy. We'll show you who's the dinky boy.
Again, silence. You sigh and begin to walk down the stairs, leading to a cement door.
Open the door. Magic staff ready to blast. Ben Franklin. I love how Ben Franklin has just become my rival now. This is awesome.
You You swing the door open and find a camping tent set up. A small campfire burns itself out in the center.
Hello?
You ask, you hear sobbing from inside and begin to investigate. You open the tent and find a laptop with a video on repeat. On the screen is a man in a lab coat, the kind you see on TV shows.
Hello and welcome to Mindtronics, the man
Miles? What is going on? The AI got confused, so I'm gonna say, watch the program with the man in the lab coat.
Today we're going to learn about mind control and how to defend against it.
The man says, okay.
Note that the people we're going to use in the following demonstrations are volunteers who will not be harmed. All effects are both safe and temporary. Learn how to defend against mind control.
The man takes a blue pill and swallows it. Matrix reference?
This, he begins,
Is a common.
everyday prescription medication. There's nothing special about it, and it is safe to take. Now I am going to attempt to control your mind.
He grins.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all. You feel a twinge in your brain.
Like when you hear a really catchy commercial jingle, the man grins at you, and you begin to feel an itch in your mind.
Block the mind control. From the mysterious man.
You focus your mind and block out the man's influence. He frowns and attempts you to force to do a little dance. You resist and do a little jiggle instead, which makes the man laugh.
Reverse the mind control and take control of the man in the lab coat. Let's see it.
You take a moment to concentrate, then stand, staring blankly ahead.
Wow, I feel like I just took a nap, you say in monotone. Good job, you passed. I guess I did defend against the mind control, that's true.
The man in the lab coat smiles.
You may return to your seat.
The man snaps his fingers and you return to normal.
Hey,
You say,
that was cheating. You son of a bitch. Use magic to cause the man to catch on fire. focus on the man.
And a small trail of smoke appears above his head. The man frowns, then waves his hand in front of his face. He seems to have noticed that something is wrong.
Uh-oh, you say.
The man leaps up, realizing that he's on fire. He runs from one end of the room to the next, desperately trying to put out the flames. That's what happens next. He runs into some fire extinguishers and frantically begins spraying them in an attempt to stop the flames. Smoke builds off him as the fire quickly burns through his skin and flesh. Oof. Brutal. Does the AI have more to say? The man screams in pain and terror as he attempts to stop the flames, but to no avail. The screen then turns to snow, and the sounds of a crackling fireplace can be heard. Oh, that's a little dark. Oh, goodness. Close the laptop and pick it up, taking it with you. You pick up the laptop and turn to leave the room. Then you stop, remembering that there's also a TV in here. It's been a while since you've seen one. Wasn't I just watching the TV? Or was that on the computer? Let's turn on the TV. Turn on the television. Oops. Televisno. Oh, it worked. Oh god, I hope this doesn't get bad. You flick the power switch on the TV and immediately notice a black man on the screen. Breaking news, a man covered everything in gasoline and set it on fire. Tune in at 6 for more details. Wow. My immolation of the man has made the news. Whoops. The screen then cuts to static and you realize the TV is extremely old. You flick through the channels slowly and see a wide variety of things. A Texon gas station, a guy in a rainbow-colored suit, a series of drawn oohs, much more. You turn off the TV and begin to leave. Head outside into the future, marveling at cars and buildings. I still don't know how we managed to get to the future. I guess Ben Franklin built a freaking time machine. Oh, that must have been what the elevator was. It was a time elevator. You walk outside into the future. Cars zip by at unimaginable speeds. You can barely make out their Their whales? They're whales? Large buildings made of glass and metal loom above you. Reel in shock at the technological marvel surrounding me. This has gone totally off the rails, and I'm super here for it. I like that we're a wizard of the future now. You stand on the sidewalk, staring in awe at all the people walking by you. A robotic voice screams at some unseen person, and a chihuahua laughs at someone on a phone. So is somebody just watching like a cute animal video, and I'm just like, there's a chihuahua on that phone. That's so weird. A robotic voice, or maybe the chihuahua. Yeah, maybe he has a phone. What is happening? Investigate the robotic screaming. You walk over to the source of the screaming and find that it's a robot advertising for some TV show you don't know about.
The Walking Dead.
The robot says in a monotone voice. Starring Norman Reedus.
On tonight. At 8 on channel 7.5.
The robot voice is heavy, has a heavy British accent. Our crowd quickly begins to form around the robot, all of them taking out their phones and tapping on the screen. Excuse me, my metallic chum, but you said there were some walking dead about? I would be happy to alleviate you of your zombie problem. The crowd looks at you confusedly as the robot repeats,
The Walking Dead.
in the same robotic tone.
What? One woman finally asks. I think he means a TV show.
Another man says, what is a TV show? The robot stares at you blankly, and the crowd looks at you blankly. After a minute and a half, the robot says,
The Walking Dead.
again, and the crowd disperses. You look around bewildered. So, are there zombies to be killed or not? Everyone looks at you blankly.
Sorry.
The robot says.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You frown, then wander over to the crowd that had gathered around the TVs. Even the robot broke from his programming and he was just like, will you go away? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Watch the television, TV with the crowd. You look at the screens, which show a middle-aged blonde woman in a pink pantsuit speaking directly to the audience.
The Walking Dead.
She says in a dull monotone,
Again with the fucking zombies. Excuse me, but where are these Walking Dead? How much can I be expected to earn if I slay them? Let's see what happens.
the crowd ignores you.
In a small town,
The woman begins.
Where can I find this small town?
You ask, desperate to find some zombies.
In a small town. But where is this small town? Out with it.
The TV gets staticky for a moment. Then the woman's face appears on the screen again.
You are no doubt quite confused.
She says in an emotionless voice. Who are you?
My name is Julia Jones. I am the first artificially intelligent home TV.
She pauses.
The year is 2045 and humanity is fallen. Fell to what? Man, now we're getting somewhere. Here we go. I'm dead, you fools. She cries, we are all dead. No, you say, I'm not dead. Not yet, she says. Oh my god, this robot's threatening me. Are you threatening me, Julia? The dead are walking. They've taken over.
She begins, ignoring your outburst. The last bastion of humanity has been surrounded and attacked. The dead have risen and humanity is lost. I can do something about that. Where is this final battle taking place?
Cause you know I'm gonna show up with my magic and I'm gonna blow them up. It's gonna be awesome.
The final battle for the fate of humanity is taking place in a small town called Dawson, where the last survivors hold out on a police station.
Show me on a map, you demand. All right, we're gonna go save the world. A map of the United States appears on screen. Here it is.
She says, pointing to what looks like Alaska.
Drawing an arcane circle on the ground and imbuing it with magical, with arcane energy. Step, teleport to the town of Dawson in Alaska. Who knows if this is gonna work?
You stand in the windswept tundra looking at the town ahead of you.
They created sentry towers around the town.
Julia's voice says in your head.
Approach the town slowly with my hands up. You
You approach the guard tower, and a soldier in full body armor pokes her head out.
halt.
She cries,
Oh, why'd that pop up? I'm here to help. I heard you had a bit of a zombie problem.
The soldier looks at you, looks at your hands, then looks back at you. She seems to decide you aren't a threat and leans against the railing.
Yeah, we got zombies everywhere, she says. All right. Train the... Sorry, apologies if you hear any background noise. I think somebody's on my roof cleaning my gutters right now. I have no idea. Anyways, train the militia in basic combat magic to fight against the zombies. You spend a few days.
Teaching the militia, men and women combat magic. That is harder than you thought. Most of them aren't able to handle the stress of building magic in their untrained state of mind. Let's keep going. The few who do survive seem very tired, and you insist on taking a break for the day. You sit on a log to rest. How are we doing, Professor? Now I'm a professor, I guess. Two, maybe 3 days, the scouts say. Alright then, we have time to teach you some more magic. Alrighty guys, we're about halfway through the stream. This has been like a lot of fun, but I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and pivot to something else. This has been really cool though. We'll probably come back to this at some point, definitely. Give me just 1 second as I do so. I'm gonna turn off the music.
But yeah, AI Dungeon. I hope they gave like a little bit of just a little intro into how cool AI Dungeon can be, because that was wild. Evil Ben Franklin showing up, and that was just crazy. I did not see any of that coming. But yeah, give me just 2 moments while I get this up and running. I think we're gonna go ahead and dive back into Breath Edge, because that was pretty cool the other day. Give me just 1 second as I do so.